Welcome to Frankston Basketball Centre for a big double-header clash today in NBL1. Starting off with the women, Frankston versus Ballarat. I'm Damien, our centres from the pickandroll.com.au, and joining me today is Chris Ash. And Chris, you're very familiar with Ballarat, in fact, probably more so than anyone else in the building, given your history as a player.
Yeah, that was a fair while ago. Thanks, Damien. I've got a couple of ex-SEABL clubs that I can drop into the local and catch up with. So Ballarat's just one of them. Spent the first couple of years of my SEABL career 30 years ago now, Damien. So.
Oh, you didn't have to say 30.
Oh, okay.
It's all good, but today we've got the Powerade Frankston Blues hosting the Ballarat Rush, and of course for Frankston today, coming off a win against Diamond Valley last night. Heaven forbid, can they win 4 in a row?
Well, they've really put on a streak now, Damien. They've been playing really well the last couple of weeks, and I think a bit of the catalyst for that was Steph Reed's unbelievable performance a couple of weeks ago with 50-plus points, and Coach May's got them playing really well as a unit, and Ballarat look a little bit undermanned, and after a tough loss at home last night, they'll be looking to bounce back, but as it stands now, I think the Blues should be favourite going into this game.
Certainly a very tough game for the Rush coming into tonight's game. Going down on a dagger from Jackie Trotto at Ringwood.
Yeah, Coach Hayes would be disappointed with that loss. Obviously at home, you know, they look to build an impressive record up there, and they always do, both the Rush and the Miners. So that was a great ring for Ringwood overnight, but the Rush will be looking to bounce back today.
So it's an important game for both teams. They both enter today's game with the same record, and one kind of feels, given the stage of the season we're at, a win for either team will keep them in pace for a possible playoff berth, and the other one just is going to fall behind.
Yeah, we're sort of into the middle of the season, and teams are looking to make their move now, and I think obviously the Blues have strung a few together, and they'll be looking to climb the ladder. Coach Hayes is playing with a young lineup. He's only got a couple on the 4 on the bench today, so he'll be just looking to improve their team as the season goes on.
So we're underway here at Frankston in NBL1 on a Sunday afternoon. The rain's held off, but it's bitterly cold. On court for the Rush, who've got the first possession. They get a deep seal inside. And with a travel called on Shi Le Bao.
All right, well, let me make that easier for you, Damien. Joy Burke, as she's known up around Ballarat. She's been playing up there for 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So, no one will be offended if we refer to her as Joy tonight, because that's what she's known around in town.
Very good as Reed gets inside and gets it to drop. And that's what Steph Reed has done all season.
You've got to get up and guard her and at least get some help, because her penetration will kill you. I'm really looking forward to this matchup with Sharisha Richards tonight. The point guard spot, they're both quality point guards, and you know, really make their teams better. And there's a nice pass from Sharisha. Unfortunately, the shot just went out. Great pass, Steph.
So Taylor Lee getting up the court, finishes on the break. And that's going to be picked off by Reed. She's looking for Richards, kick out. Lee, long 2 is off target. Wilkins gets her hands on the ball. And a nice save by Hackman. Richards with the seal, now leading the break. Ambitious pass to Lee. Gets it to Wilkins, who's blocked by Hackman. Taylor with a block at the other end as well. And now Reed. Oh, what a pass by Reed into Lee. Oh, well, Reed's putting on a show early.
It's a vision of the court when she's in transition there is, you know, nearly second to none in this league. And you can see if you get out and run the break, you're going to get rewarded on this team.
So with an early timeout call, Blues leading by 4. 4-zip, in fact, and with Lee at the free throw line. So on court to start that one, we never really got through the lineup, so we were just chewing the fat a little bit. We got, for Ballarat, what do we call her again?
Joy Burke.
Joy Burke. So we got Burke, Lucy Cochran, Taylor, Hackman, and Jenkins. And for the Blues, it's Reed, Taylor, Richards, Lee, and Wilkins, who's now made her way into the starting lineup. And again, what an addition both Richards was first and now Wilkins. And they've really now got a serviceable front line against some pretty big opposition in this league.
Yes, their front line's come along well. Apart from the extra height, they're all pretty versatile, and it's good to have Richards back in the lineup here. She's been struggling with injury, and as she works herself into some form and fitness, it's really going to help this team. Courtney Wilkins has just joined with the club that she grew up playing for, and she's been over playing in New York at Buffalo, the same university that Steph Reed was over playing.
And Joanna Smith.
And yeah, so there's a good that's a good connection with this the university back in America, that the girls are enjoying coming out of here and playing back with their junior teams, but then also some imports are coming as well, so we probably might see a few more of them come in the future.
So the Blues running with some extended pressure, lead with a touch, and they're going to get it over the court, halfway line through Burke. They go straight into her in the post, tries to hand off inside, but stolen by Richards. So that's 2 early steals by Richards. Reed feigns the three-pointer. He's going to try and kick it back out. Goes into Richards instead. Fade away. Now the rush through Hackman. Ballarat getting the ball through some hands. Burke fires the three, and that's off target. So the Rush haven't been able to trouble the scorers in the early going.
I think they've got to look at something, getting something a bit closer to the basket, Damien, because most of theirs have been outside shots that they've struggled to hit down, so they've really got to get into some motion and get the ball inside.
That's a tough shot by Richards over Burke. But what about the pass from Reed? An entry pass from the point.
She's racking up some assists already. Another outside shot, that's no good.
Reed going to work, showing the ball, fade away.
Oh my.
That is a player in form. Jenkins. It's very stagnant offense from Ballarat. A lot of standing around.
There you go, you've got to get to the bucket when you're struggling to hit those outside shots.
And Hackman does it on the shot clock buzzer.
That'll be a bit of a relief for the coach, no doubt.
Taylor for three. And it's a fast start by the Blues, leading 13-2 against the Rush. It's been a Rush going the other way. So we see a deep three attempt by Taylor for the Rush, misfire. There's Taylors everywhere on the court. Taylor Lee, Saray Taylor.
Commentator's nightmare, Damien.
Laura Taylor for the Rush.
Oh, there you go.
Nice transition bucket there by Jenkins. So perhaps now settling into the game.
Yes, watching NBL1 men's and women's this year, Damien, there's the runs that teams go on are quite unbelievable these days, and momentum's a big thing in basketball, like any sport, and you know, it's not unusual to see teams go on 12, 15-point runs without the other team bothering the scorers, which can really turn a game.
And isn't it great to be able to watch every game live this year?
Oh, it's unbelievable. The coverage has been really good. You know, I think people were a little bit sceptical when the league sort of set up this year, seeing how it would translate from the SEABL competition and bringing the bigger Big V clubs in, but it's been fantastic. And when you can sit at home on a cold night and watch your favourite team play on your tablet or telly or your phone, technology's great. There's Olivia Hackman again to the rack. She had 30 points last night up in Ballarat, so the Blues will need to keep a tab on her, because I think with this lineup in that she's going to become the main option offensively.
Smith fires from deep and is way off target. They get another opportunity, and it's Wilkins. The back tap from Smith didn't come off. And now the Rush are pushing the tempo. Hackman is off target from deep. Lee in an aggressive mood, thought she was fouled. The Rush get the stop. And a chance to eat into this early margin. Deep seal inside. Nearly gets it to drop. Is Claire Blower. So making an immediate impact coming into the game, getting a deep seal. Draws the foul and will head to the line to shoot two. So Millie Ivanov checking in for Courtney Wilkins. Of course, she's been battling her way back from injury. Certainly been healthy the last 3 or 4 weeks, but trying to come back into form after missing a lot of basketball.
Yeah, it's always a curse on any player. We want to be at your fittest and best to be playing most of the time, and you know, you really find through that adversity, injury, the medal of a lot of players. So she's come back strong, and you know, we wish her all the best.
Tough shot by Smith, fading away. Big rebound by Richards.
Good job, Sharish.
She had a big game last night as well against Diamond Valley. Her and Smith were the two catalysts for the victory out of Greensboro last night. Hackman. I think you're right. Your call's early. She's going to be the go-to. Richards again. Certainly Richards is having her way inside early. A nice bucket.
At Georgia Amore, she's instant offense off the bench, so you've got to keep an eye on her. Hazy will be looking for her to create some opportunities on the offensive end like she did then. There's a turnover.
Just a little bit lackadaisical there by Smith. Unforced error. And Richards is going to check out, and Taylor's back into the game. Both teams going to their bench early.
I think after the game last night, they're going to get to their benches early, keep everyone as fresh as possible.
And that's another strong move inside by Blower. Reed on the kick out to Ivanov. Smith's going to be called for a reach in. Reed could have, in fact, shot that one, I reckon. Had an opening. Wanted the 3 ball instead. Getting her teammates involved in the double team in the backcourt, and Mora's in all kinds of trouble. Throws it off the leg of Reed. Could have been Lee. So they're going to persist with the full court pressure. Hackman continues to fire, and Blower's liking the fact that Richards has taken a breather on the bench, I think.
Yeah, well, she's got some size about her as well, and is really clearing some room for herself in the paint so she can get to the boards.
Reed for three. Big rebound by Hackman. And the Rush are out in the open court.
Oh.
That's a tough basket over the top of Taylor Lee. Like Georgia Amore. Reed turns the corner and it rims out.
There she is, instant offense, Georgia Amore. You've got to get up and guard her in transition or she'll get to the bucket enough times to really cause some damage.
Playing in a similar vein to that young lady, Steph Reed, as well. Very difficult to stay in front of. Good ball movement by the Blues. Open shots off target. Reed lost the handle. So the Rush have done a fantastic job. They're back to within one. As we wind down the opening term, Ivanov with the steal. But the Rush have been able to stem the tide and find ways to score, and it's been through their bench.
Yeah, a little bit of injection of fresh players. Produced a bit of a run there, but as I said, they had to get closer to the bucket, and most of their buckets have been from in the paint in this run.
And another turnover by the Blues, getting a bit sloppy with the ball. And the Rush are going to have a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game. Moore hands it inside, Blower. Draws a foul on Richards, who's just re-entered the game. And that'll be Richards' second personal. Blower and Amore both come on, made an immediate impact. So that's 7 points to Blower. She leads all scorers. Riley from the corner just rims out, and that'll be quarter time. Here at Frankston Basketball Centre, and it's all locked up again. Feels like we're going to restart the game here in the second term. And Chris, we saw a quick early start by the Blues, but the Rush have closed it back up.
Yeah, they had to get into some offensive sets and get some better shots than they were settling for in the first few minutes of Rush. But you know, I don't think the Blues would be terribly disappointed. They've put some pressure on the Rush in the backcourt and realised that they're a little bit jumpy with the ball. So their pressure should keep up in this second quarter. I don't think too many of the shots that the Blues were taking were bad, as they were just rimming out from our position here. You can see that they weren't far away, so they'd go into the second quarter with a bit of confidence. That they've really got to knuckle down in that paint and stop those big girls from scoring down there for the Rush.
Well, you touched on the shooting. A few shots have just rimmed out, or they've been open looks and missed. They're shooting just 35% from the field, well down on their usual. Ballarat have moved up to 44%, and there's a reason why they've locked the scores up and getting some easier baskets. Leading the way has been Blower, who's got 7 points and 3 rebounds to make an impact in the first term off the bench. Amore has got 6 points as well for the Rush. For the Blues, Richards has 6 points and 5 rebounds, well on her way to a double-double. And Taylor Lee, 6 points, 2 assists, and Steph Reed has 4 points, 2 rebounds and 2 assists to round out the opening term. But it's a highly entertaining game, up and down, very quick quarter.
Yeah, I didn't think that they'd be pushing the tempo as much as possible after a game last night, but they're young and fit, Damien. They can handle it. I'm sure that there won't be much easing up in this quarter as the coaches keep their rotations fresh.
Well, certainly the Blues are one of the youngest teams in the competition this season. The Rush have got a pretty young lineup out there tonight as well.
Yeah, I was speaking to Coach Hayes before the game, and he said that there's really some girls that are developing well there, and You know, it is a bit of a pathway for the juniors up there to come through, and he's really happy with the squad that he's got at the moment. Work hard, and with the addition of Olivia Hackman and Joy Burke inside, and with their leadership, they've got a lot to look forward to as well. Grab that. Good girl. Bad luck. Got to get back now. Georgia Moore. Oh. There's Big Joy. Oh.
Stripped by Wilkins.
Heads.
So on court is Lee, Riley, Wilkins, Ellie Bravington in for her first minutes, and Taylor. And for Ballarat, it's Constable, Burke, Amore, Hackman, and Jenkins. So Riley picks up foul number 1. Just Sharisha Richards has 2 fouls, while Jenkins has got 2 for the rushes. We see it deep. 2 goes down to Amore, and she continues to score, almost at will. Riley inside to Taylor, who just works hard. And it's going to be Hackman picking up a foul.
A good pass by Riley there, and as we saw early when I said that the rush needed to get some points inside, I think the Blues did a good job of getting their own girls in the paint and getting some easy buckets from the line.
Saray Taylor has been having a fantastic season for the Blues. Really had to play above her height and above, probably out of position for most of the season. And has really been relishing the opportunity to play alongside Richard since she's returned. Can't get the second to go either, and it's still a 1-point ball game, and it's the rush in front. Hackman wanted to pull the trigger. She will now. And that's a good looking stroke. Transition 3 by Wilkins.
Nice little set up from Steph there. Obviously got confidence in her college teammate to hit that shot. We need to get some stops on the defensive end now, though.
Well, that's effectively a Wilkins layup, as we see a return attempt at the other end is off target. Courtney Wilkins, well-renowned three-point shooter in her time at Buffalo.
Took a little while to make up their minds on that play, the refs, but
they took a ticket out, and the winner was...
Had a little bit of a bet each way there.
So Jenkins scores are tied at 23. She's probing. Hackman goes all the way. And disruptive play by Jenkins, nearly gets the steal. So the rush continue to play a full court man. Reed, one out. She fades away. That's a tougher shot and rattles it in. It's almost a line drive. Jenkins kicks out to the corner for 3. It's long. It's Bravington with a rebound.
Just got to concentrate on not losing those girls up on the defensive end, the Blues. Nice job, Steph. Some of these Ballarat girls can really shoot the ball, and Constable's got the ball now, is a streaky shooter, and she's been wide open on 2 threes the last time, a couple of times down, so they'll need to improve those rotations because they will hit those if they get enough opportunities.
So it's a foul on Hackman. in the rebounding contest. That's her second personal as well. We'll see if the coaching staff will continue to roll the dice as we see Richards for the Blues on 2 fouls sitting on the bench. Reed trying to set Wilkins up again. Skip pass. And more. They're going to go inside to Burke. Hackman, wide open 3. Well, Smith gambled on the steal in the post. Left her wide open. And she makes the Blues pay. Offensive rebound by Smith. She's fouled. 2 straight possessions. Reed set up Wilkins, and Wilkins couldn't make the bucket on good open looks. So Bradenton gave some good minutes off the bench for Richards as she's reinserted into the game. And Burke's going to check out. And they're going to go back to Blower. So the front line of Blower and Cochrane. Of course, with former Nunawan inspector. Good to see her back and injury free.
Yeah, she's got some height about her for sure. I think she's signed to go to a Division 1 club in NCAA next year. Pretty sure that's...
She has, and the club escapes, the school escapes me right now.
We'll find out. Just an unbelievable pathway for our young stars coming up these days. As an ex-player, you really look on enviously of all the kids that are getting the opportunity to go to the States for college. In the right circumstance over there, it can be fantastic for them. Well done, Steph.
First player in double figures for the game.
Not a bad program to go to. The number 3 ranked Oregon.
Oh. Yes, there's been a bit of an Australian connection over there.
There has been. Of
For
course,
the last few years.
Of course, Jazz Shelley is also headed there. So it's set to continue. Lee trying to get inside. Reed. They do into Richards. She's called for the hook.
Oh,
That's her 3rd foul too.
that's unfortunate there for Cherie. She got... I'm not sure about that foul.
Tough call on Richards. She's going to check out. And Tori Jackson's going to check in for her. And the whole bench know the importance of it. They've gone silent. They need their star import forward out there. So they rush. Might need to get a move on to get it over.
Turnover.
Misdirected pass, heads out of bounds.
Oh,
Picked the pocket of Reed. He got caught napping. Great heads up play by Jenkins. Reed's trying to get her back, but Jenkins did a great job of staying in front of her. Lee gets inside. Can't finish. Shooting over the top of Blower. And the rush now moving quickly. Hackman fouled. She's going to go to the line for 2, and that's not a foul you want to give up.
yeah, she's really starting to be the focal point for the Rushers' offence. And with her on 2 fouls, you know, I think they've really got to attack her on the offensive end, because it's going to be, if they can draw that third foul on her before half-time, would be key.
So Hackman now has 13 points to lead all scorers. She's also got 4 rebounds.
And there you go, Hazy's heard us talking over here, trying to get her third foul, so he's ripped her out.
Reed. Taylor puts the ball on the floor. That's the versatility she has. Can't make it.
Oh, yep.
Hadn't established herself on the floor before retrieving that. And will be called for out of bounds.
Don't foul there.
And that's not a great foul. Blues now are at the limit. We'll be shooting free throws the remainder of the half. Rule the rush. Blower can't get it to go. And the Blues.
A great job by Tori Jackson in there, mixing it with the bigger girls. She rotated on the defensive end and found herself having to block out a much bigger girl who came over the top of her. So those basics for every junior, doesn't matter where you are on the floor. Ball goes up, you box out, then you find the ball. And she did a great job on that defensive stance there.
Lee gets it inside to Taylor. Blocked by Blower, and that's going to go Ballarat's way.
She's having a cracker. She's got a big smile on her face. Blower as she runs down the court.
She's certainly underlined her importance at both ends of the court. They go straight back into her at the other end. This time Saray Taylor comes in and there's a host of Blues all around her. It will go back to Ballarat on the possession arrow. So inside the last 3 minutes of the first half. Amore probing, trying to get back to Blower. And a 3-ball goes in. Taylor gets her first bucket of the night. Well,
straight back at you.
That's the way to respond. So the pressure's on. Great deflection by Reed. Regains her feet and composure.
Oh, yeah.
Indecision by Courtney Wilkins, and they turn it over.
Unlucky. Great steal by Steph. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. They really need to lock in and get some stops. The longer the game goes, you give these teams confidence. It's looking like it's going to go down to the wire at the moment.
Running a little pick and roll with Blower, but opts for the corner 3-ball instead. That's short. Great box out by Tori Jackson on Blower. And that'll be the second personal on Blower. And we're going to be shooting free throws at the other end.
There you go. That's, you know, 2 basic box outs that firstly got them in the bonus, and now another one. Tori's come up. She's walking the length of the court for 2 shots. So.
And it sort of epitomises the newfound depth the Blues women actually have this season to be bringing Tori Jackson off the bench. She's quite often been a starter.
Yeah, well, that's right. Tori's been a junior here at Frankston since under-12s and has really worked hard to get into this rotation. Now that there's a little bit more depth in the roster, she's coming off the bench, but she plays an important role for the team.
So Hackman back on the court. Falling away, gives it to Blower, shoots an air ball. Now Reed off to the races.
Oh, yes. Oh, bad luck. Good move. She'll get to the line for 2. Just a bit of a hesitation dribble there and put the bigger opponent off stride for a little while and took advantage, took it to the rack.
That's what Reed does so well. She's able to change her pace. She darts around, never stagnant. She's never standing around.
It's really underrated, I think, the stutter step or the hesitation dribble where it just takes that half a second or half a moment for the defensive person to stand up or to alter their stance, and you've got them beat. So,
And uncharacteristically misses both at the free throw line. Another 3 balls up and long. Smith pulls down the defensive rebound. Throws it away. And Georgia Amora gets the bucket. She's now got 10 points. And the Rush now up by 4. Lovely jump, stop and step through by Steph Reed. Picks up points number 12. Narrow it back to 2. 2 possession ball game to end the first half.
Oh, Tori's got her work cut out.
How long in the key.
Oh.
And gets it to go. Is that going to count? Is it going to call as a secondary motion, or are they going to count it?
They bailed her out with a foul here, I think. Let it be an
And the points are good.
Yeah, it has to be N1. She was down in the key for quite a while though, Damien. But I promised my daughter Olivia that I wouldn't get stuck into the refs. She's a ref over in Perth, so I'll give him a break tonight.
And Burke gets a 3-point play. It's a 5-point ball game. 20 seconds to play in the first half. This could well be the last possession. Bravington. Reed. Tough shot. Gets it to drop. And the desperation heave at halftime by Georgia Amora is off target. And it's halftime here at Frankston. And it's the visiting Rush. They've taken a 3-point lead over the Powerade Frankston Blues. And Chris, it was a highly entertaining first half. And you know, early on it was looking like it was going to be all Blues, but the Rush have done a fantastic job, not just to work their way into the game, but to take the lead.
Yeah, they really went to their strengths in that quarter when they needed to get some buckets. They were struggling from the outside and established a couple of people inside to really increase their percentage, which kept them in the game. So conversely, down the other end, it seemed that teams switched around because the Blues went a little bit outside, and you know, Steph Reed was creating plenty of opportunities, but those shots just weren't going down. So I think you're going to see a bit of a different second half. I think both teams, both coaches will be talking to their teams in the change rooms about converting inside and running the offensive sets through the inside, and then looking to get back outside, because both teams have seemed to get points better when attacking the paint.
So it's half-time here at Frankston. We'll take a short break and be back with you in a little over 6 or 7 minutes for the second half action. Well, we're back with you for this round 9 NBL1 matchup this afternoon between the Powerade Frankston Blues and the Ballarat Rush. I'm Damien Arsenis from the pickandroll.com.au, and joining me this afternoon is Chris Ash. And Chris, it's just a 3-point ball game as we head into the second half, and it's been the bench getting it done for the Rush.
Yeah, well, when they lined up, they looked a little bit thin there, Damien. But they've come off with some energy and composure down there and really run their sets well in the second half of that first quarter to get claw back that early lead from the Blues. So there's no doubt something Coach May for the Blues will be aware of and be looking for more input from her bench. Apart from Courtney Wilkins, it really hasn't been a lot from any of the bench, so they'll be challenged to step up this second half, that's for sure.
So Georgia Amore, 10 points off the bench, along with Blower, who's just been phenomenal, 7 points, 4 rebounds. And then you throw in Hackman's got 13 points and 4 rebounds. They've been getting the job done for the Rush. And Steph Reed leads all scorers. She's got 14 points. Thrown 4 assists as well, doing what Steph does. No one else in double digits yet for the Blues. Taylor's got 6. Richards has got 6 points and 5 rebounds, but she also has 3 fouls heading into this second half.
Well, that's going to be key. I see she's starting the second half here, so she'll be instructed to not take any unnecessary risks early on, especially.
So it's the Blues with first possession. Steph Reed probing. Lead of the corner to Taylor. She's going to fire the trigger. Just rattles out. So Reed, Jackson. Sorry, I'll take that back. Reed, Taylor, Wilkins, Lee, and Reed. And we get the offensive foul called. So the Blues get the stop they wanted to open the second half.
I've got to give help here, girls. No, she's okay. She's got it in. Steph Reed leading all scorers. I think she's going to have to get those assists up because she's going to have to distribute the ball to get more buckets from her teammates, because if they're relying on her doing it all, I think there's going to be a bit of a struggle at the end of the game.
Well, one thing the Blues have done well is actually take Reed away from point and give it to Lee and run Reed as the off guard. And that's actually worked quite well at getting Lee into the game throughout the season. So that might be something they look towards. Hackman just blows past Taylor. Wrong-footed her. Gets the easy 2. She's got 15 points now. Just taking the mantle away from Reed. It's the game's leading scorer. Maybe only momentarily, though, as Reed takes it back.
Just shake and bake there.
16 points for Reed. And Taylor gives away a foul in the backcourt.
Personal foul, number 5, Saray Taylor. First personal foul.
Burke kicks it to the point. Jenkins to the wing. Jenkins open for 3. Bang! And just like that, it's a 6-point ball game in favour of the Rush. Jenkins has 7 points now as Lee returns fire with a long 2. Taylor nearly got pinged for a foul with a reach in. Wisely pulled out. Shot clock's running down. They're going to have to pull the trigger. Burke beats the buzzer.
Oh, grab that.
And Wilkins tracks it down.
There was better defence there from the Blues. That was the shot they want.
Richards to Taylor. That was way off target.
Must be a big, thick backboard down that end.
And great defence by Taylor. Taylor's ability to stay in front of small players as much as being able to guard the bigs A very valuable addition to this squad.
Great feet movement by her then, using the sideline to...
Corner 3, that's way off as well.
Oh, these backboards. Big, thick ones from the baseline there. Keep getting in the way of the bucket. But as I was saying, the defence there from Taylor really shuffled her feet, got her foot on the sideline, cut off that lane for the offensive player, and you know, a real basic skill that we teach the kids these days is you've got to play defence with your feet. Too many hands waving around out there. Shuffle with your feet, cut off the offensive player, and then get the hands in the passing lane. A great job by Taylor there.
Hackman gets it back. Jenkins, deep seal inside by Burke.
Textbook there from the rush. Ball movement, got to the mismatch, and hit Joy with a great pass.
And Taylor does a good job of getting inside and drawing a foul.
Personal fouls on number 9.
So Wilkins out, Smith in.
Cochran. Subs for both teams. Joanna Smith returning.
Taylor steps out for Ballarat.
And the microwave, Georgia Moore's back in.
Oh, I like it.
Instant offense. You can heat up quickly.
She certainly did that in the first half. So Taylor gets both to drop. Back to 4 again, but it's the Blues haven't been able to get consistent stops. Reed pokes it loose. Jenkins recovers. She's still going. And Moore will fire along 2.
Toward that. Oh, Joy just too big.
Boys, number 34. Oh,
She sort of carried Sharisha right to the bucket there. Sharisha's got to sort of box her out a bit higher than that because she's got the advantage in length. Oh, there she goes again. Yep.
Having an impact is Burke. Back-to-back buckets. Pushes the lead out to 8, forcing Jess May to call time.
You've really got to do the basics well then when you're facing big girls like that. I spoke about Tori Jackson's outstanding boxing out before, and they're just going to come over the top of you if you don't get a body on them and keep them a bit further away from the bucket there. That Joy demonstrated perfectly there about getting desperate for the ball. On the offensive rebounds, that's where she can really help her teams by getting those easy buckets like that. So back out to an 8-point lead. The Rush and the Blues really have to dig deep here. Last sort of 5:44 of this quarter, they've got to try and get in a lot closer touch at 3/4 time. So it's going to be a really important time here up to 3/4 time. It's going to establish what happens in the last quarter.
So Joy Burke has got 9 points, 9 rebounds now, and it just feels like it's just been, a lot of those have come in the last 2 minutes, having an impact. And with Richards out there on 3 fouls, yes, she needs to be wary. But as you said, the box outs is something very easy or an underrated ability to do, and normally she's very good at doing that. So some adjustments required by the Blues as we're back underway. But one of the things that Rush have done well is take away the driving lanes from Steph Reed. As Lee fires along 2, that rattles out. Smith gets her hands on it, and heads up play by Smith. They're going to get it back. Tapped it off the play. Ballarat Rush player, I think it may have been a Moore. Smith curling. Richards, hands off to Reed. Shot clock running down. Errant pass, they're going to have to fire this one up. Oh my Lord, it nearly went in.
That would have been a nice prayer. to go down.
Richards did a great job of saving it, let alone and almost making it. Falling away out of court. But the Blues come up empty-handed on that possession. And the Rush now could extend their lead into double digits.
Get on those boards.
Reed.
Oh, look at her inside. So we spoke about half-time, how both coaches would be looking to get some buckets closer to the ring, and you know, I don't think we've seen an outside shot go down yet, so a lot of the scoring is coming from those set plays, and offensive rebounds has been big, especially for the Rush in this quarter.
Still an 8-point lead, 51-43.
Jenkins. Cochran now guarded by Taylor. Inside the Blower. And Blower injected back into the game and having an immediate impact just like she did in the first half.
Well, she had the seal on Sharisha there, and she's a bit timid in picking up that fourth foul, so sometimes you've just got to take your medicine to protect yourself out on that floor. They're going to need some buckets soon.
Good ball movement. Blues find Lee for three. Needless to say, the Blues needed a basket.
7-point lead.
And more probing. Double.
Oh, good job. Oh, it got there. Oh.
That's called using your head.
Do we call that an assist to the defence?
Straight off Blower's head. Richards cleans up.
That's the sort of little bit of luck that you need when you're trying to claw back.
Taylor with the steal.
There she goes.
And Taylor knows she missed a gimme. After a terrific steal mid-court. Amore. Good defense by the Blues. Gets bailed out with a foul call on Smith, and Smith knows she drops her head. The shot clock winding down. The Rush were in all kinds of trouble.
Yeah, it's hard not to reach in that situation. You've got to keep that perceived pressure up on the offense rather than trying to reach with your hands, because as you can see, they can get bailed out.
Jenkins.
There you go. So you go from having them run down, only being a couple of seconds in that shot clock, and having to force up a shot when you reach, get a foul, bang, they get a three. So it's a massive turnaround on one little lack of concentration.
Lee again. Same spot, same result.
All right, well, we needed someone to fire up here, and looks like Taylor Lee's taking up that challenge to get the scoring ticking over here for the Blues. Steph Reed's having a little break on the bench, so we're going to really have to see Joanna Smith here to take control of this team. Box. Good. Perfect.
So the Blues get a defensive stop, trailing by 5 inside the final 2 minutes of the third. And an offensive foul's called, and I think that's going to be...
I think it was on...
I think it's on Smith again.
Smith, yeah. And here comes Steph.
So Smith now has 3 fouls, along with Richards.
Joanna Smith. So third personal foul. Minute 44 to
I think the danger is for the Blues at the moment is Jenkins. When Jenkins has been left wide open, she's made no mistake from downtown. Just very unassuming. But just playing the facilitator. But when she's open, she's made them pay. Good D by Reed staying in front of Amore. There you go, got the deflection. Shot clock's running down and they can't beat it. So a good defensive possession there by the Blues.
And there you go, Smart down in the last seconds of the shot clock. Had the rush out and didn't reach for that foul. And got the turnover.
Kick out, Reed for three.
Yeah, they come.
And the Blues are raining threes.
Good D. Even better shot.
That was a great shot by Hackman. Reed pushes the tempo, goes all the way. Oh, the tempo's lifted.
She gets a head of steam up there in transition.
And Riley's going to be called for a foul. So just as Reed did at the other end, Jenkins returns and pushes the ball up the court. And she'll head to the line to shoot a couple. But Jenkins now 10 points. Just the one assist. Just been rock solid for the Rush. And with 44.8 seconds to play in the third term, she has a chance to just put the Rush a little bit further ahead. Currently a 2-point margin. Rattles home the second. So it's a 4-point lead to the visitors. And this time it's going to be a foul call on defence.
They've still got one to give the Rush, so they can afford to be pretty aggressive on this defensive play.
Morey trying to push Reed left.
That's all right.
Another foul called. So now both teams are at the limit. Reed, they left her open. So the Rush are going to run it for the last shot of the third period. Up by 2. 5 seconds. Hackman fires. Top of the key!
Oh.
Big shot by Hackman to send the Rush into the final quarter with a 5-point lead. That was a big shot.
Yes, well, good defence by the Blues. Just a better shot in the end, and you know that's probably the shot that the defensive team wanted there. But Olivia Hackman produced the goods, and
she's got 20 points now.
Yep, there you go, to go with her 30 last night. She's on track for another 30. So a 5-point deficit at three-quarter time, and the game's still very much up for grabs.
It certainly is, and it certainly lifted another notch in that quarter with the Blues draining some three-pointers to keep them in the game when the scoring drought looked likely. And Steph Reed capped that couple of threes by Lee, and then Reed hit one, and she's got 23 points and 3 rebounds and 4 assists. And again, I think the Blues have had some open looks and just haven't been able to consistently hit, and it wasn't until late in that term they started to finally make them from outside.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be key come down the stretch. Those open shots have got to go down for the Blues to make an impact on the scoreboard. It's their defence that's going to probably fuel a lot of that. The more easy buckets they can get is going to help them along with scrapping.
Well, the Blues did navigate that period without any more foul trouble to Richards. She's still on 3 fouls. There's a host of players for the Rush on 2, but no one really in foul trouble there at all. So it really just sets up a big final term here. And while the Rush are in front by 5, both teams are coming off games last night. So perhaps fitness might play a part.
Yeah, it might come down to the wire here. I think it's going to be a tight one. Looking before the game, the Blues girls looked a little bit fresher and a little bit more depth, but the Miners have shown through their bench play that they can really stick it with them, and come down to this last quarter. It's going to be important.
Both coaches have used their bench quite extensively.
Yeah, you have to on a back-to-back like this. Oh, that's a turnover. Beautiful. Come on, here we go.
And a great defensive play there by Steph Reid, showing again why she's a 3-time All-Conference Defensive Player of the Year at Buffalo.
Yeah, Steph's really had an outstanding season, and you know, while a couple of her heroics scoring-wise have been well publicised, what she does for this club. Well done, Sharisha, yes. What she does for this club as an overall, she sets up and runs this team, but you know, she's a great club person. She's up working with the kids during the week, running academy sessions, school camps during the holidays, and just a quality person. So I really hope she gets a good shot at the WNBL this year. A lot of the teams have got to be looking out for her that need a good point guard. And you know, I know she was briefly with Dandenong last year, but you know, I think that there's got to be some teams looking at her if she keeps up this sort of form.
League off-balance shot, and it's Burke. The hands in, it'll be a held ball, and that means it's going to go back to the Blues. A great hustle play, but yes, Reid, by all accounts, has a lot of WNBL interest.
14 shot clock.
Try to keep my ear to the ground, and I'm hearing there might be some news soon. Wide open corner, three by Saray Taylor.
So well done, Saray. She's kept shooting that shot. She hasn't had much luck with it, but you know, the shooter's mentality, the penetration in the dish. You've still got to shoot that ball if you're in there in that role. So Georgia Amore again scoring at will.
Breaks the deadlock. It's her club back up by 2. Lee finds an opening, goes all the way. And I think that's a good look at the moment, running Lee with a point. Just relieves a bit of pressure from Reid. As we see Hackman again.
Downtown.
23 points to Hackman.
So they've got to really lock in defensively, the Blues, because it's really only with the girls they've got on the court at the moment, it's really only Georgia Amore and Olivia Hackman that are causing any problems there. So.
And Richards with a tough jumper.
So knowing where those girls are on the floor and rotating and helping out defensively is going to be key in these last few minutes.
Amore trying to hit from long range is off target. And now the Blues have a chance to retake the lead. Reid gets inside, draws the foul, and again, Reid able to use her body to protect the ball, drawing contact on this occasion against the far taller Joy Burke.
Now we see then how important your footwork is on defence. Joy didn't move her feet well enough to sort of take Steph's run away from her and ended up reaching and racking up another foul. So she's got the height there. If she just would shuffle her feet a little bit, then Steph's got nowhere to go once she gets that deep in the paint.
25 points to Steph Reid. Retakes the mantle as the game's leading scorer from Hackman. But I dare say they probably want to get the ball into Hackman's hands again. Really wide. There she is, Hackman. She's going to elevate over Reid, a tough runner.
Oh.
And Burke is called for the offensive foul.
Yeah.
See, I just see that as a big player turning.
Yeah, no, look, there was contact there, but, you know, at some stage you've got to let them play a bit. And, you know, while there was a bit of contact there, the ref indicated a bit of a throw of the elbow, and as we could see, it was far from that.
So a tough foul call. Blues are up by 1. Richards.
Get on those boards.
And the offensive rebound. Lee. Kick back. Wilkins. Bread and butter. Can't get it to go. And Richards again.
Plenty of time now, girls. Set it up.
Oh, and they throw it away. Tried to get it back inside to Richards. It was deflected. And so now the Rush have a chance to put their noses back in front. Corner 3. Hackman. This time she can't hit. And it's Reed.
Still a bit of a worry how open those girls are getting. Oh, yeah, that's a travel.
So Wilkins, not quite sure what happened there.
She
Lost
sort
the
of
handle. Oh,
changed mid-air
yeah.
from the jump shot to the pass.
Well, we're behind her, so we couldn't really see what happened with her hands, whether that slipped out of her hand, but it was certainly wide open. And if you're reading a scouting report on Courtney Wilkins, she shoots a 3-ball.
Yeah, well, there's been some breakdowns on both ends defensively. Both teams are pretty much getting whatever they want. Offensively, it's just going to depend.
Hackman for the corner again.
Left alone again, bang.
She is not going to miss 2 shots from the same spot.
You just can't lead. You just can't be split line defence on that. If you've got a shooter, you've just got to stay nose to chest and rely on your bigger girls to help you out inside.
Well, Cochran.
You've got to find her again. She's open again over here. Look.
Lovely little handoff inside by Jenkins. Somehow, Saray Taylor got her hands on the ball.
Good hustles, but transition D, we've really got to find our girls on that because Olivia Hackman's just coming and spotting up on the 3-point line. And
it's kind of like Hackman's realised, if I just stand here, no one's picking me up.
It's they're going to have to make that adjustment to win this game with 5 minutes to go and down a couple.
So Hackman now leads everyone with 26. Backing up last night's performance brilliantly. Hackman again. Short this time, but Cochran gets the rebound. Richards putting the pressure on. So we're halfway through the final term here at Frankston. Amor fires from deep. Oh, Amor gets it to go.
Yours, Damien, get it. Well done. Now that was a tough shot. Look, yeah, Taylor Lee rotated well on defence, then had a hand in Georgia Amor's face, but it was nothing but net.
Taylor firing again. So Ray Taylor has hit 2 big 3-pointers in this period. And it's back to 2. It's turning into a bit of a shootout, Ash. Mr. Ash, as we see a foul called. So Taylor picks up number 2. Reed nearly gets a steal. Jenkins, hack it again, not again. This time it was long.
Good.
Poked loose, but it'll go back to the Blues. But again, Hackett's just being left open.
Yeah, she's missed her last couple, but just sheer volume of shots going up. If she hits 40% and has 12 shots for the quarter, then it's probably going to do the Blues in. Again, 4 minutes to go. They've got to concentrate their efforts on her.
Reed gets inside, blocked by Cochran. That's that length. Doesn't get any shorter as the game goes on.
No, I wouldn't like to try and get a shot up in that paint with that tall timber in there. She's just a scorer, Olivia Hackman. She's a shooter. When she puts it to the floor, she's very efficient when she gets to the bucket.
Well, Hackman's shooting almost 55% from the field, so why not go to her? Especially if they're being left open outside. So Richards inside, kick out. Lee, shot clock down to 5. Scoop is good. And it's back to 2 again as we approach the 3-minute mark of the final term. We've got a ball game on our hands, Chris. Jenkins wants the ball. Poked loose from behind by Reed. Well, she gambled there because she got beaten off the dribble.
She did. There's 1 second on the shot clock, so they're going to have to get something up quick here. Timeout. The Blues have to be aware, though. A lot of situations when there's only a couple of seconds left on the shot clock, there'll be a Hail Mary, and then that's when you've got to really box out because it can be a coach killer if they get an offensive rebound and a stick back from a low count in that shot clock. So we really got to lock in on this defensive possession and try and get something offensively to draw level or to take the lead. But yeah, we're going down the wire by the looks of it, mate.
We certainly are. 2:57 to play. It's a 76-74 ball game. And Olivia Hackman has been getting it done for the Rush down the stretch. She's got 28 points and just exploding and being left open. Steph Reed, she's got 25 for the Blues. And Taylor Lee and Saray Taylor have hit some critical three-pointers in this game. None more so than Taylor's 2 in this period.
Yeah, well, they were getting good looks all the game. So we were hoping that a couple of those would drop in the last quarter, and they are. There may be a few left. I've got a feeling that there's going to be some big shots made or missed coming down this stretch.
Well, certainly we've seen plenty of big shots hit in this stadium last week. Double overtime with the men against the Hobart Huskies. They're coming up next.
So looking forward to that game, Damien.
Oh, the Ballarat Miners have lost one as Hackman. She's fouled. I'd love instant replay. I had that last night as game of the round out at Eltham. Haven't got it today, but Taylor's been called for the foul. And you don't want to foul Hackman.
Look, that was right in front of us, and it was a line ball. She didn't really have a lot of room to land, Olivia Hackman there. Again, you've got to be wary of the situation, and, you know, she was shooting a fadeaway 3 there, or with her foot on the line, a fadeaway 2. That, you know, if she hits that shot, then well done, but she's got the easy ones from the line, so.
She hits both. It's a 4-point ball game, and the Blues have still got some work to do. Far from over. Richards inside. Taylor's going to fire from deep again. It's long. Lee gets the offensive rebound. And Smith hands off to Richards. Good ball movement by the Blues. Lee spot on the wing.
There you go.
You called it. There might be some more big shots to come, and Lee's just hit one of them. Back to a 1-point ball game.
Well, she's been money in the last quarter, and Steph got the ball to her beautifully on the wing there, and you know that's her spot on the court there. You couldn't have got an easier open shot for her, so need to get a stop here, down by 1.
Into Burke. Great D by Taylor staying in front. The Blues get the stop. It's a good offensive set there by the Rush to get it inside to Burke, but Taylor was up to the challenge. Lee again to Reed. The Blues are getting the ball through hands. They go inside to Richards. And a hooking foul called again. Oh, well, now I've seen everything. And that'll be foul number 4 on Richards.
Well, we're a fair way away from that down the other end of the court, but that just looked like a tough move in the paint, and with the minute 45 to go.
Well, the one thing you can't argue again is against his consistency. That's the second time they've called that on Richards.
They've been pretty good though, the refs. It's been a good game.
Oh, they have.
They haven't had an influence.
Amor to Jenkins. No. Feigns the handoff. Poked from behind by Reed again. How many lives has she got?
Yeah,
She's just used 2 of them.
Great hesitation dribble there from Georgia Amor. Steph just caught up and poked it away from behind.
Defense.
We're just going to reset the shot clock. How long's on it? 3 seconds?
3 seconds, yep. Same situation as before again, guys. Just get a
And they're running the same play.
Yep. No fouls there. Straight up. There you go.
And that's going to be a shot clock violation. So the play the Blues wanted. They're trailing by 1 with 1:18 to play. Well, we've got a big stage set now. Who's going to play the hero? Is it going to be the Blues or the Rush? Lee had everyone on that fake. Richards Richards puts the Blues in front. 1 minute to play. In round 9, NBL1. And the crowd are now getting involved. And a foul's been called on Taylor. Probably a little bit late getting in front. And I think Jenkins will be heading to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, good call there from the ref. She wasn't established. And Jenkins penetrated and made the most of the contact there. So she's going to the line, down by 1, 49 seconds to go.
So some big free throws to Jenkins coming up. Jenkins averaging 14.5 points a game. She has a chance to match 14 if she makes both. Rattles the second, and the Rush are back in front by 1. Timeout called. And with 49.1 seconds to play, the Rush are in front by 1 here at Frankston Basketball Centre. And this has really lived up to the hype. These two teams, nothing separating them in the standings. And as we said pre-game, the winner tonight really stays in contention for a playoff berth. And the loser is going to really have the work ahead of them.
Yeah, it really comes down to when you sit down at the end of the year and look at your wins and losses, these sort of games come back to bite you if you end up losing them and see as missed opportunities to really stay in touch with those finals teams. So I think the Rush are only on 2 fouls for this quarter, so can afford to be aggressive on this defensive stance here. But I think the Blues will be fairly confident in getting a good shot up here with the penetration of Steph Reed and Joanna Smith. So Taylor Lee, I think you've got to keep an eye on her spotting up. If not, you might see Steph try and get to the rack and get an easy bucket here.
So the Blues are advancing the ball. Reed probing. Fade away one-hander. That was tough.
Get it.
Taylor tracks it down.
Oh, they got it back somehow.
Somehow, Saray Taylor
Coach
has
Hayes.
salvaged the ball.
And Hazy's not happy on the sidelines. He was a bit closer than you and I. And
it was right in front of him. And we've got another timeout called. So the Blues stay alive, trailing by 1, retaining possession with 38.2 seconds to play. And now with the ball on the end line, do they draw up a quick 2 here?
Again, well, obviously they need a bucket. As I said, Steph was going to penetrate there, and they're going to send the big, tall timber to her. So I can envisage her again getting the ball in her hands and penetrating, but you might see a kick out here to an open shooter that's going to be the difference
Well, for me, you want to get the ball, if it's going to be a perimeter shot, you want it in Lee's hands. Lee has shot phenomenally well tonight. 3 of 5 from downtown, 7 of 14 from the field overall. She's got 21 points herself and has come up with some big buckets already. So
Yeah, she's really been clutch for the Blues in this second half.
Saray Taylor herself has hit 2 3-pointers in this term as well. Reed's ability to knock down the 3-ball this season, well, it's probably been spoke about plenty this season already. But they just need a 2, they don't need a 3.
No, that's right.
And there's at least another 2 possessions if they get a quick 2 here. So plenty of time on the clock. Going to Richards in the post, hand off to Reed. The flip is off target. Hackman gets the rebound and a foul immediately by Smith. It's going to send the Rush to the free throw line at the other end. Did they need to foul?
Probably not, but emotions run high out there. And
so it's going to be Hackman walking the length of the court to shoot free throws, and probably wasn't the shot the Blues were after either. Very difficult with Reed surrounded by everyone.
It wasn't much different to the previous play. Damien, I think the Rush were ready for that. And so we knew the penetration was coming, but there weren't too many options for Steph to spot up out there.
So if she hits this, it's a 3-point game. Do they go to the 3 or to a quick 2?
Well, they've got time to take a quick 2. It just will depend here on what the set play is. I'm sure that they spoke about these scenarios in the timeout.
32 points to Hackman. Trailing by 3 of the Blues. Kick out, Lee!
There you go. Oh.
And the foul's been called.
Oh, that's a coach killer.
And Lee's going to go to the line to shoot 3.
Bit of a brain fade there from Georgia Amore.
Wow. Big free throws here for Taylor Lee. The crowd went deathly silent for that one.
This is what you shoot all those free throws in the backyard, or they're training for these situations. Never
Lee makes all 3 and we have a tied ball game at Frankston with 15 and a half seconds to play. The Rush will have possession, and one may think the Rush may advance the ball off this timeout.
Yes, they've got plenty of time, but you know, they'd be mad not to advance it down this end. But clutch 3 throws there. They look easy in that situation, but I can tell you that the knees can get a knocking and you can start to feel the pressure a little bit, especially when you've got to hit 3 in a row to tie it up. So great effort there from Taylor Lee.
So Taylor Lee now has 25 points of her own, tying the ball game up. Reed's got 25. Hackman has really put her team on her shoulders this afternoon to put the Rush in a winning position. And with this final possession, do you think it's going to be in anyone else's hands?
I think Olivia Hackman's going to see it at some stage. The Blues will be doing their best to keep the ball out of her hands. It makes someone else make a clutch play to beat them. But
so the Rush now have a chance to win the game. And Hackman's going to inbound.
I can't hear you.
15.8 seconds here at Frankston. Scores are locked at 82. Wide open shot, rims out, and we've got overtime. Lucy Cochran was wide open at the short corner and it rimmed out.
Well, there you go. You had to make one of their role players step up and win the game for you there. I think that was good defensively. They were obviously overplaying Georgia Amore as well as Olivia Hackman, and Cochrane hasn't scored in this game, I don't think, yet.
So it's pretty tough on someone when you haven't scored the ball to take the potential game winner.
That's right, and a not easy shot that the 10-footer with the clock running out. So we're off to OT, Damien. And the men's teams can relax a little bit.
They certainly can. Of course, we've got a big game coming up. Ballarat come in with just the one loss of the game. And, of course, last night, the Blues losing to Diamond Valley has them at a 50% record. And, again, a loss for them today would have them starting to lose touch with a potential playoff berth. And word is that Dan Trist will not be lining up. Has not been able to get back to Melbourne in time from the Chinese tour with the South East Melbourne Phoenix. So he won't be there today.
Surely the Phoenix, Simon Mitchell in one of his private jets could have flown Dan straight into Moorabbin, down for the game.
I don't think Larry Kesselman's a stakeholder here at Frankston somehow.
Well, we've got a spot for him if he wants to come down and enjoy the facilities.
So game's locked up at 82 all for the second time in 2 weeks. We've got overtime here at Frankston. Just that it's the women as opposed to the men. And again, for Frankston women, they get this win today. It's 4 in a row, and I can't remember in recent memory the last time a Frankston women's senior team won 4 in a row.
Yeah, the program, the women's team especially, has gone through a little bit of a lean time, let's recall it. But there's some behind-the-scenes work here that's gone on over the last couple of years that have set the stones in place to produce a team like this, and the future looks bright. Both programs have really improved over the last couple of years, and I think it's only onwards and upwards for...
Reed tries to throw it to Richards and overshoots the mark. So a turnover in the first possession of extra time. And again, both teams played last night, so this extra 5 minutes, especially where they're running with the same 5 each, certainly will lead into their fitness levels.
Yeah, there hasn't been too many subs in the last...
Hackman.
Oh, she's open.
Just rattles out. Burke gets the rebound, and it's going to go back to the rush.
It's a big rebound there from Joy, but she just couldn't keep it up high to finish it off.
Jenkins inbounding. This time they
Good
close
help.
out Hackman.
Here it comes.
Backdoor cut by Moore. Turnaround's long. So both teams come up empty-handed. Lee, what a big second half she's had. And then she turns it over. Amore can't get the fast break to go. Oh, the suspense builds even more. Reed pulls the trigger. It's long, it's like a pinball in there, and it's Cochrane pulling down the rebound. And now the rush regroup. Lovely feed inside, and it's the rush who edge back ahead by 2.
Perfect play there with the seal down low, Joy. And Cochrane finding her for an easy bucket.
And Joy Burke now has the double-double. Saray Taylor from the corner for a third three-pointer of the second half, giving the Blues a 1-point lead. Hackman with the offensive rebound.
It's going up for sure. Box. Oh, Sharisha, well done. Oh, she stood on the line. Bad luck.
Jess May is screaming for a foul. Smile on her face. She doesn't know what else can be done. But the rush, so active on the offensive glass. And they go straight back to her. And a foul's called, and that'll be on Richards.
She's done well. Is that her fourth? She's done well to only pick up that one after having... No, she's out. I missed that fourth one.
That was the hook.
Exactly, that's right. How can we remember? How can we forget the hook? The hook that wasn't.
Double performance for Richards as Courtney Wilkins returns.
So Wilkins will check in as we see the last of Richards. Very good game by Richards despite being in foul trouble. Backing up her big performance last night with 14 points and 11 rebounds and 3 steals.
We're tied up again.
So two and a half minutes to play, and we still can't separate them.
Yeah, sorry, Damien. Look, I was about to say there that it might help the Blues a little bit with Courtney coming in, because the big girls aren't going to step out to her, but you'd want to see her take a little bit better shot than that in rhythm at least. She's going to need to get on the boards here.
This time Cochrane gets on the board. Her first points of the game.
Wow, well, you see she has got range and can shoot it. You know, might have been lucky at the end of regulation there.
Reed. Wheeling, dealing, got the mismatch.
There you go.
Taylor again. This time it rattles out. And Cochrane picks up another rebound. 7 now for Cochrane. So the rush up by 2. Jenkins wanted to get it inside.
Good
Pocket
poke away,
pick.
Steph.
Lee now on the break. And she'll pull it out. A little over a minute to play. Lee. The runner. Rattles out. And a big rebound by Jenkins. Lee with a handy touch, and that's going to go Blues.
Yep, she bounced the ball out of court there. Great hands from Taylor Lee in there. And we've got another shot at trying to tie it up or take the lead.
Let's go, Frankston. Let's go.
Taylor puts it to the floor. She's persevering, and a foul's been called on Hackman. So Joy Burke did a good job of thwarting the first attempt, but Taylor stuck with it, and perseverance pays off. Again, big free throws for the Blues coming up, just like it was in regulation with Lee. Now it's Taylor. 19 points for Saray Taylor, and it's a tied ball game again. We had double overtime for the men last week. Is it going to happen again? Cochrane, deep seal by Joy Burke. Too long in the key.
3 seconds, yes.
A
Great
big
play.
call there, and a defensive stop by the Blues. 32.9 seconds to play. Ball game's tied and another timeout called. Well, I said earlier, we've seen everything tonight. Well, we just added something else to that list.
Yeah, well, a couple of turnovers there from the rush. Last 2 times up the court. Coach Hayes isn't going to be happy about at least not getting a shot up there. So, but she was in there for a long time. It was getting pretty close there. I was about to yell out 3 seconds.
But yeah, this game's had everything. And some big buckets by the Blues. Three-pointer to Taylor. Free throws to Taylor. And now the Blues have a chance to put their noses in front with 32.9 seconds remaining in extra time. And again, can't stress this point enough. The winner of this game really stays in contention for playoff berth. Will remain 2 or 3 games outside the top 8. Well, the loser of this will fall potentially 4 games behind, and really with the logjam that is in that race for playoff positions, it's going to be very, very difficult to come back from that.
Massive 32 seconds here for both teams. You've got to keep an eye on Wilkins and Taylor here. They've got the bigger opponents on them, and a penetration and dish might see them left open for...
So Reed guarded by Hackman.
There we go, they're going to her again.
Taylor goes the reverse. Can't get it to drop. And now it's the rush. About 2 seconds differential to the game clock. They're going to milk this one. Just under 2 second differential. Jenkins. Reed steps out to help. And a foul's been called on Reed. And the Rush with 2.8 seconds to play can put their noses in front at the charity stripe.
First personal, sending Jenkins to the line to shoot 2.
So Jenkins now has got the big free throws. And I don't think the Blues have got a timeout.
I would have liked to see the ball get through a few more hands down in the Blues end there. I understand that the play was for the ISO for Taylor against a bigger opponent, but you could have got that longer in the shot clock.
So
They might have been trying to go for a 2 possession, get one up quick, but I think at this stage of the game, you've got to get your best shot up.
gets both. And there is no timeouts.
We're going to need a Hail Mary here. Uh-oh.
And they're throwing it away. No, saved.
Steph
Reed for the... Oh, that was close.
Jeez, it looked good from here.
It looked very good, but it's off target. And the Ballarat Rush, they've come in here at Frankston.
We've got an injury here.
Not quite sure what's happened here, but
The game's over. That's
the
for
game's
sure.
over. It's an 89-87 victory to the visiting Ballarat Rush. Such an important victory in this contest today. And what a game we've seen, Chris, in overtime. Making you work extra time today.
Yeah, punch the clock for the extra 5 minutes there.
But what a contest, and really, in that contest, it was Hackman that took the Rush on her shoulders. 32 points Hackman poured in. Just a phenomenal shooting performance. 11 of 22 from the field. Hit all 6 of her free throws, 7 rebounds. She had great support from Georgia Amore off the bench, 15 points. And 16 points to Jenkins, of course, those 2 big free throws at the death to get the win. For the Blues, they had 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals to Steph Reed. She just does what Steph Reed does. And 24 points, Taylor Lee, who hit some really big three-pointers to keep her team in the contest. She had 6 assists as well. 19 points and 4 rebounds to Taylor and Richards, who got into early foul trouble. 14 points, 11 rebounds and 3 steals. But in round 9 of NBL1 action, it is the Ballarat Rush coming away with a win, Chris.
Yeah, the Lady Blues will definitely be disappointed with that result. I think they definitely had chances in regulation as well as overtime, but that's the way things go. It comes down to those last couple of possessions, and the ball bounced the right way for the Rush, and they ended up getting the win.
When you look at the stats, there's very little separating either team across the statistics. but one that does stand out, 24-2 bench points today in favour of the Rush, and maybe that extra production off the bench could have ultimately proved the difference. But thanks for joining us for that entertaining contest. Extra time, and it's Ballarat getting up. Thanks, Chris, for joining me today. Of course, we'll be coming back with you in just a little under 20 minutes' time for the men. We see the Ballarat Miners take on the Frankston RSL Blues. Thanks for joining us for this game. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Damien.
And we'll be back shortly for the men.
Cheers, mate.